Hey friends, welcome back to She's At It Again. My name is Tanya. Today's recipe is one that I've never made before, but it looks so good, I have to try it. And I'm going to take you along with me. This is Polpette di Ricotta. It's basically ricotta meatballs. There's no meat in it. Why they call it meatballs with no meat, I don't know. But this has ricotta cheese in it, and it got me interested when I saw that. So let's go in the kitchen, and we're going to make up our meatball, well, meatless meatball dough, and then we'll come back in a few minutes after I walk the dogs, and we'll cook it all up. Okay, I have two doggies at my feet, and they're staring at me. They're waiting to go for a walk, so real quickly, we are going to put our stuff together for our ricotta meatballs. This is just fresh parsley, and I just have about 3 little sprigs of it. And I don't know how much flavor this gives it or if it's just for color, but I'm just following directions because I've never made this before. By the time I make it next time, I'll go, you know what? I'm putting exactly the same amount, or I'm leaving it out, or I'm doubling that amount. So we'll see how it works. Okay, in our bowl goes the parsley. Now I got dogs making noise over there. Sorry about that. I have 2 eggs. I'm going to break those in there. Just give that a stir. I have a cup of breadcrumbs. This is just some sourdough that I had in the fridge. And the reason I keep it in the fridge is because obviously there's no preservatives in it because I make the sourdough. But after about 2 or 3 days, I store it in the fridge just so it doesn't, honestly, so it doesn't get mold or anything on it. So this was kind of on the not very soft side, which is okay for sourdough for me. I want just a little bit of garlic. This is minced garlic. I'd say about, that's a 1/4 teaspoon measure, so just a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of garlic. And this is just organic minced garlic. Here's our ricotta. Plop it in there. It smells so good right off the bat. I'm going to put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper in it. About that much salt, about a 1/4 teaspoon. And then we add this is a mixture of Parmesan Reggiano and Pecorino Romano. My favorite is the Romano, but the recipe actually calls for the Parmesan. And it calls for about a 1/4 cup. I'm saying a generous 1/4 cup. While I walk the dogs, which should only take me about 10 minutes, they just know they get to go walk after they eat their dinner. This should be kind of dehydrating a bit, if you will. The breadcrumbs are going to soak in that moisture, and this is going to thicken up just a tad. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and then when we come back, we'll make this into meatless meatballs. Put it in our mixture and cook it off, so hang in there. Back from walking the dogs. That really didn't take that long, but I got some other stuff together, like I put the butter and the Italian seasoning on the sourdough so we can have garlic toast with this. I've already made my salad, the dressings are ready. So I have my skillet heating up. In this pot, I have some heavily salted filtered water, and I'm gonna cook the pasta in it. Again, you don't have to serve pasta with this. That's just the way I'm gonna have it tonight. All right, skillet heating up, and I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in there. Again, this is the olive oil we got from a family. We went to Greece last summer, got to know this family. They have a small farm. They produce olive oil. Don't ask me where it comes from. They don't sell it to the public, so there you go. But you can still buy really good olive oil locally. I'm sure you can get it online. Just look for a single source. In other words, not from Greece and Italy and Israel. Look for oil from one of those places. This is just from Greece. Okay, so while I had the camera off, I noticed that my ricotta filling that I made for the little meatless meatballs is kind of runny, and I'm thinking, how am I going to roll this into a ball? It's not holding its shape. It's too runny. So I don't know. The recipe didn't say anything about straining the ricotta through a cheesecloth or anything. So maybe my ricotta is just inferior. I'm not surprised. It's just the only one they had. So I bought what I could get my hands on. But I added some flour to this. I'll include that in the recipe. I've seen some of them that call for adding flour to it, but the recipe that I'm using, or kind of using as a guide, did not call for flour. So I'm not sure what's going on with this, but we'll do what we can. This may just completely fall apart and not be meatless meatballs. It may just be a blob on top of some sauce, and that's okay too. It's gonna taste just fine. I'm preparing myself for the worst. Okay, I have my olive oil in here, probably about 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons. And I had chopped up a little bit of onion earlier for a salad. And I'm just gonna put that little bit of onion in. I'm putting marinara sauce in this. This is not necessarily a recipe, just use whatever marinara. You can use jarred kind. I like to buy jarred kind as long as it doesn't have sugar in it. So look under your grams of sugar. If it says 0, that's a pretty good indication it doesn't have added sugar to it. If you want to keep your marinara simple, just use like pureed tomatoes or diced tomatoes. I love fire roasted tomatoes. Add carrots to it for sweetness, add celery to it, add onions to it, peppers, oregano, basil leaves, whatever you want to. Just give it whatever flavor you're geared toward. Mushrooms would be good in that too. I'm always up for a good mushroom in something. I'm going to put a tiny bit of garlic in this. Not a whole lot, just about 1/4 teaspoon. We're going to add our marinara to this before that garlic can get a chance to overbrown. If you ever see people shake a jar like this and it's not coming out, if you'll bang it against your hand, all the liquid comes to the side, and then it'll go down in a stream a little easier without making a huge mess. Just a little helpful hint, hopefully. We're gonna let this heat up so we can put our ricotta balls in it. Okay, so here's what my mixture looks like. And again, I probably added maybe 1/4 of a cup of just organic flour to this, hoping maybe it would soak up some of that liquid. But maybe it will, maybe it won't. Again, hoping for the best. We'll see. I'm only going to cook about 1/2 pound of pasta in this pot, but again, if you're serving a lot of people, by all means, feel free to load up on the pasta. I'm going to heat this and then let it come to a simmer. And instead of rolling these out with my hand, I'm going to use my cookie dough scoop. We'll see if it works. It might not. I don't know. Okay, coming to a simmer, I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. I saw recipes where they actually deep fried these. I don't know if they rolled them in breadcrumbs or what they did, but they deep fried them and then sometimes poured a sauce over them, which I thought looked interesting too, but I don't want to deep fry anything more than I have to. And this does not have to be deep fried. The flour that I put in there will cook. We're going to simmer these for about 20 minutes with the lid on. So I'm not worried about the flour having that raw taste to it or it being, you know, something you're not supposed to eat. It will cook. I don't want to put them on top of each other, but I'm having to resort to doing that just on some of them because it's running out of room, so they're going to be quite snug. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to turn it down to low, and we're going to simmer this, like I said, about 15 or 20 minutes. When this heats up, I'm going to start cooking my pasta in this, so we'll be back and I'll show you what this looks like. This is buccotini pasta, and it has a hole right in the center of it. And here's some of our Parmesan and Romano left over. There we go. It didn't flop too much. Okay. How's that for good luck? I thought it was going to flop. I thought I'd take that lid off and it'd just be like a pancake of cheese on top of that marinara sauce, but actually turned out pretty good. I think this is going to be delicious. So I'll let you know in the first comment what it tasted like, but I'll let you see my whole plate in just a minute when I get some on there. But these actually look like meatballs. I am fine that it's not. I like meat, but I love me some cheese, especially some ricotta. So Anyway, hope you give this a try. Recipe is in the description as always, and we look forward to sharing something again with you real soon. See ya.